If you haven't been keeping up with the whirlwind of leaks and riddles in the Pokemon franchise, strap in, you're in for a ride. Let's dive in. Black and White 3. Let's get it. All right, so we got a lot to talk about today. The Riddler continues to go off on social media. For those who don't know, the Chinese Riddler or Riddler Coup on social media is someone who is a very known leaker, and they often post teases and things like that to kind of give people hints as to what's going on in the Pokemon franchise. We've had a lot of discussion lately about Unova and obviously the connections with the DLC in Scarlet and Violet to the Generation 5 of Pokemon games, and with things like Archaladon very clearly representing Unova. We're seeing some characters that are related to characters in Unova. There's some very clear tie-ins, and of course, sequentially, that is going to be our most logical next remake of the franchise, as they've remade all of the first 4 generations. So to give you a little bit more context, a couple days ago, Riddler Coup posted this picture here. This is actually a page from one of the Pokemon apps that actually scanned and it gave you a like a code for Dino. And then the Riddler posted a picture of this, which was Doduo's foot. So we thought maybe there was a possibility that he was counting towards something. And then he actually posted the third one, which was a bunch of kind of nuts and bolts and stuff. And that led us to believe that that could be talking about, the new Paradox Magneton. So a lot of people are saying, okay, well, this counts 1, 2, 3. That makes a lot of sense to me. And then post this picture this morning of this pattern, and this pattern's a little unclear. There's some triangles. It's trying to figure out what it is. Well, it turns out that this actually was a Pokemon shirt. It looks like this might have been one of the original Pokemon shirts, but it says Masami Fukumoto Pokemon shirts, and there's Probopass on it. So the thing with Probopass is, I guess technically you could argue that Probopass has 4 heads, right? So we could still be counting 1, 2, 3, 4. That seems to be the case, but I saw a really compelling thought from a user named Maury, and I thought that this was a really good idea and may actually point towards what Coup is actually hinting at here. Before I give you that spice, I want to let you guys know that my store for Alestrals is officially open. We launched just a few days ago at shopalestrals.com. You can pick up some starter decks. We've got a couple other things like plushies and binders left over. This is the last remaining inventory from our Kickstarter project, and after this, we're not going to have any more Kickstarter left. So if you missed the Kickstarter or whatever, and you want to grab some stuff, now is your chance at shopalestrals.com. For those who don't know, I'm creating Alestrals to capture that nostalgia, share it with my kids, build an amazing community, and do what the other big companies aren't doing, which is putting the community first and building something amazing. And our dynamic spirit system makes for incredible gameplay that's easy to learn, but very, very complex and deep. For the hardcore players, it's phenomenal, and I know you guys are gonna love it. So check it out, shopalestrals.com, pick up some starter decks, and join the fun, discord.gg/alestrals. All right, so this post from Maury here, I really liked. They actually pointed out that all hinted Pokemon lines, Dino's line, Doduo, Magneton, and now Probopass, all of them can learn the move Tri-Attack, which is a pretty unique move. And if you don't know, Tri-Attack has a couple different status effects that can apply. It can apply a burn, it can apply a para, and it can apply a freeze. Well, it just so happens that those 3 types are the types of the dragons from Unova, and you've got Kieran, Reshiram, and Zekrom. So it's possible that this is a tie in there. So I really like this post from Aubrey. I thought it made a lot of sense. It's possible that this is a solution to the clue. At this point in time, from me filming this video, the Riddler has not given more insight as to what this clue is, but as the days go on, it seems like they're adding to this riddle. So stay tuned to the channel. Make sure you guys subscribe if you want to find out exactly what this riddle is all about. But I think we're heading in the right direction. Now, yesterday, there was some pretty breaking stuff that took place that I found to be very interesting. There was a post from the Chinese uncle. So let me break this down. You've got the Chinese Riddler, which is Riddler Coup. Well, a lot of people refer to him as the Chinese Riddler. That's the guy we're looking at on Twitter. And then you've got the Chinese uncle, which is someone who's posted, clearly an insider that has information that they post on these Chinese message forums, and they post only in Chinese. So we often have to get translations and stuff. But they had posted a post a couple days ago, and basically the conclusion to that was a lot of people were speculating that there was actually going to be 2 Unova games, much like they did with Diamond and Pearl. And I'm not going to take that off the table, but the new information we have today seems to point towards something a little bit different. So the initial thought was that we were going to get this faithful remake of Unova, and then based on the post, we thought maybe there was going to be Paradox Legends Unova kind of a deal, where they really dive into the Paradox phenomenon and they really tie into a lot of the lore and origin of the kind of the original dragon before Reshiram and Zekrom split off, right? So I think there's some really cool potential for them to dive deeper into that lore and explore that part of the Pokemon world with a past game, right? but it seems as though that may not actually be the case now, as the most recent post that came out was, I found to be very interesting. So they end up posting today saying that it's a game developed by Game Freak themselves and not a Legends series. So saying that the next game that we're expecting to come out next year would be a new game, and it says it can be understood as Black 3, White 3. Now we're thinking that instead of it being a Legends game, that it will be Black and White 3 based on these posts. So again, it's one of those things we've kind of been going back and forth. Are we getting, you know, ILCA making Unova faithful remakes, and then we get a Legends style game from Game Freak at the same time, like within a few months of each other, like they did with BDSP and Legends Arceus? That to me would be best case scenario, because I'm a Legends Arceus fan. I feel like that was the best breath of fresh air in the franchise over the last couple years, and I will die on that hill. You know what I mean? Like, I really believe that Legends Arceus was peak. I really do. So I would love that. I really think that stripped down kind of, it really made me feel like I was in the world of Pokemon more than any other game. So I would love to see that, especially enhanced with some of the stuff they did in Scarlet and Violet. But based on this post, it does seem as though, at least at this point in time, the most recent kind of rumors or thoughts or whatever is that it's going to be Black and White 3, which does contrast what I said the other day, right? So like, I totally get that. But that's exciting too, right? Like, if they completely reinvent the wheel and, you know, go new version of it, like, there was some pretty significant changes from Black and White to Black and White 2, right? You started in a different location, you did the gyms different orders, you know, there was different Pokemon in different spots. There was enough of a difference between the two games. I thought that that was one of the best kind of changes when they did like the remakes, right? Or the next versions, I guess, in this case. So for them to take that and take it a step further and put it in like a more modern setting that ties a little bit more closely to, you know, the Indigo disc and the Teal Mask DLCs and some of the characters there, like Kieran and Carmen and whatever else, right? Drayden's kid or whatever the dude's name is in the Elite Four in Indigo disc, right? If they kind of tie some of those in, tie in some of those Pokemon like Archaludon, I think there's some really cool potential here for a Black and White 3. So I'm on the hype train. I think regardless of any of this, we're gonna get a new Pokemon game next year. I mean, at this point, guys, if you haven't figured it out, I've been doing this a long time. You know what I mean? Like, I've been making videos on Pokemon for a long time. I've been here since the X and Y days, and every year it's something, right? I think there was only one time they missed a year. So at this point, expect it, get ready for it. It's just a matter of, is it gonna be Black and White 3? Is it gonna be like, you know, the Legends Arceus style game and like a faithful remake together? It seems as though, based on the latest information, it is going to be Black and White 3. So that's exciting. I'm all here for it. I definitely want to see that happen. And I would be super pumped if that was the kind of end all be all. So I'm curious. There was a lot of great comments on the last video about kind of if it was a faithful remake. So now that the script is flipped and it seems as though we might actually be getting the opposite of that, let me know what you guys think about that. Would you prefer like a Black and White 3 game? Or would you prefer the alternative, which was like, hey, we're gonna do like a Legends Arceus style game and a faithful remake of Unova? I feel like the Legends Arceus game, to me, like, that's just, I would take that any day personally. Even if it made a faithful remake again, I would be okay with that, just for the fact that we would get another Legends game. Because again, I was over the moon on that game. I think that was just such a good game. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to pick up your starter decks and awesome stuff at shop@lestrals.com. You don't want to miss it, guys. We have limited inventory left, so don't miss out. And thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Let me know your thoughts, and until next time, peace.